aren't just people who are looking to start their own direct sales company. These are very, very big people. Last week, Madison and I met with Andrea Jung, who is the former CEO of Avon, and we had the most amazing conversation. And she basically, at the end of the meeting, and some of you may think, oh, well, isn't she very controversial? She's actually incredibly intelligent, and I have an unbelievable amount of respect for her. But at the end of the meeting, she said, you've got a really special thing that you're doing here. And everything that it takes to be successful, I see in this brand. And Madison and I walked out of there and we were like, okay, great meeting you. And we just like walked in the hall and we were like, what just happened? Like, someone validated for us what we knew all along. I mean, sometimes you think like, it's like me as a mom, you know, oh my God, my kids are so beautiful. And then, you know, someone else tells you and I'm like, they are, right? I know. But when you see this business, and I'm so intimate with so much of what's happening in the field, and so much of the positive experience, and then you explain this to the person in front of you who ran an international brand, and she says to you, you actually have something incredibly special, it really is a transformative moment. It was for me. The second thing that happened to us is I talked to the president of the Direct Sales Association. And you know, it's funny because I thought, in the beginning someone said, oh, you should talk to the Direct Sales Association and start the application to become a member there. And I'm like, really? I don't know, what does it mean? I don't even know. What are they gonna provide us? And so I thought, you know what, they had reached out to us, I said, let me talk to them. Great, I mean, I'm sure they have a ton of information that would be useful, and we had an incredible conversation. But the conversation shifted from talking about the Direct Sales Association to talking about what are we doing at Limelight and why are we making the decisions that we made. And at the end of the call, he once again said, wow, not only like, do I want you to apply? I'm gonna like walk you through the process because we need companies like you. He's like, this is the moment that the DSA has been looking for. When people in a traditional successful business who have been selling and distributing cosmetics for decades through the internet, through retail, decide to jump over to the direct sales model. Doesn't happen a lot. And so I want to talk about basically what he said to me as our points of difference, because I think it's really important when you explain the story. I mean, I could go on and on our points of difference, probably to the point where the person who's listening to me is like petrified and stepping back. But I think it's interesting to hear what he said our points of difference were. The first point of difference is that we have a history, a very strong history. And a history that's really based in genuine friendships and relationships with makeup artists and customers. And anyone who knows Alcone knows that forever my family has truly loved every single person who's shopped at our company. I mean, they really do. They go above and beyond. My brother has made deliveries to people's homes, to the makeup trailers that day, because they'll call and they'll go, oh my gosh, I need this and I need you to come. And it's not this incredible celebrity is in my chair. They know that the makeup artist needs that product right then and there to be successful. And we want makeup artists to be successful. So there's a genuine nature that I learned from my older brother and sister about customer service. And in essence, building relationships and the sincerity behind it. On top of that, you have this history of curating products in the beauty industry. So for decades, we've been getting pitched, I'm telling you, millions of products over the last 60 years have come across our desk. And every single person wants us to carry their brand because they know if Alcone carries the brand, it'll go to makeup artist kits, and the makeup artist will Instagram it, talk about it, put it on celebrities, and the next thing you know, the brand has become successful. So we get pitched a lot of different products. And oftentimes we say no. And actually, this is something Andrea Jung said to us because she's on the board of Apple. And she said, at Apple, if you ask anyone on the board what the key to their success is, it's the amount of times they've said no to things, which is really interesting. She said, Apple's success comes from finding a few things and doing them really well. And I swear, I was like, that's my life. You know, we really do only bring in things when we know they work, when we know that they're loved by makeup artists working in the field, and we know that consumers can translate it into their own personal use. So that's another part of our history, is our cultivation of amazing products, right? Another part of our history is I'm one of 4 girls. There's 5 of us in my family and there's 4 women. And we are very invested in health issues with women. And I think many of you won't know this story, but the skincare came about because who I call my 4th sister, she's not my actual sister, but she lived in my backyard growing up. Our houses were abutting each other. And so she was at my house every single day because she was essentially an only child. Well, she developed breast cancer, triple negative, and it was a very aggressive form of breast cancer. And this aggressive form of breast cancer, she had learned through her triple negative group, they really believed that it was from chemicals in skincare products. And this group is working very hard to combat that in the US. And so when she was telling us that, we were actually looking for a skincare line to use. And I said to Madison, we gotta find one that's chemical free. We can't continue this trend in the beauty industry. It's harming women, and we can do this better. We're Alcone, we can do this. And that's what we did. We set out to find the right brand. And when we found the chemist, it was like kismet. We knew we had the right chemist with the right attitude who could get us the most effective products, and that's how skincare came about. So in our history, we're also a group of women in the essence of it all, you know? And some people say my brother, having been surrounded by us, is probably the most sensitive man you'll ever meet. And that's true. That's Madison's dad. So our history is huge. It's strong. We are so different that sometimes it's hard for us. We're blazing a trail that really no one has done yet. And I'll give you a story on that. And actually, Amberly is here, and I was at an event with Amberly. I believe she was my first recruit. Actually, Mary Kay is, but I did attack Amberly at this thing because I just saw greatness in her. But at this event, there was one of our competing distributors across from us, who I say competing, but we're very friendly. But the whole time, they were whispering about us. Like, what are they doing? What did Alcone just do? And I kind of like left there a little deflated and nervous. Like, what did we do? Are we doing something wrong? Is there a problem? And I really had to go back to my original vision, my original mission. And I was like, no, we're not doing anything wrong. And I'm not gonna let those people sort of cloud my vision of what it is I'm trying to accomplish here. And thank goodness I didn't. And you're gonna find that in your personal businesses and in your lives all the time, that you'll have a vision, and then you'll have people who sort of, it's okay to challenge someone's vision, but when you have people mocking your vision, it's going to sort of deflate you a little bit. Continue on with that vision. It's your vision. And there's a lot of interesting background on why they're mocking that vision. So anyway, in our history, which is a strength, we have to actually be trailblazers in this industry because we're doing something different. We're jumping from corporate to direct sales. The second thing that's a huge point of difference for us is intention. And I think this is a big one, and I'm seeing it more and more as I see people's experiences, as I see them coming in from different backgrounds in life. Intention is huge. And I can say with sincerity, my family's intention is for us to create an entire fabric of women across the country and then across the world who are able to be entrepreneurs. And that's one of the things I was talking to Andrea Jung about, because she works in a micro-lending business now, because Avon was, in her thought, a micro-lending business. It allowed women to become their own bosses. And that's exactly what direct sales is. And there was a very interesting article that I think a bunch of you posted that was written in the Huffington Post about, it was like the dirty secrets of pyramid schemes. And it's an amazing read because it's point on. The dirty secret in pyramid schemes is that when you buy from a direct salesperson, you're buying from a small business. And you're buying from a woman who's starting her own business and becoming her own boss and raising her children, all while making this income and paying for their sports and paying for trips and paying for private tutors. When you shop big businesses, you're paying for a CEO's retirement package. And that's true. I will tell you right now, as someone who sees the numbers from a corporate position and from a direct sales position, I had one person say to me, "Why are you doing direct sales? Your bottom line is like nothing." Gosh, it seems like a lot of work for this bottom line. Because he was thinking from a corporate perspective. And I said, I don't look at that number. I look at this number, which is my commission payout. This is my number I look at every month. This is my most exciting number because it goes up every single month. And not only that, the average payout per beauty guide goes up every single month. That is the type of number that I'm looking at. So intention is huge. It's huge. And I will tell you this right now, I really didn't know what I was doing when I started this. I had a vision. But you all have taught me something that is so incredibly important. And that is, you are smart and you are worth it. You are worth every dime that you make and then some. So when it comes to trying to get you the best payout, the best compensation plan, I'm doing that. I have to create a safe pathway for the company, but any dollar I can pay out to you is my pleasure. Because that's what we're going to do. We're going to change the fabric of this country, and then we're going to change the fabric of the world through direct sales.